Hello, thanks for joining. My name is Nick, and I'm here to help you guys understand how to get in, change some WebEx settings, schedule meetings, access recordings, and some of the other features that you can control within the WebEx portal. If you're listening to this, it's probably because I've configured you a WebEx trial and to get you up and running. I figured this would be the best way to train end users and show them some of the ins and outs without too much overhead. So, if you have any questions first, feel free to reach out to me directly or reach out via this channel. I'll be glad to help you out. And again, this is quite high level, just for an introductory level of how to get in, adjust some settings, start some meetings, schedule some meetings. So let's get into it. So for the first thing you want to do is you want to navigate to your site. So typically it's set up by domain name .webex.com. So you'll see here it's mapc.webex.com for us internally. You're going to log in with the username, uh, which is your email address, and the password that you set when you got your welcome notification from Cisco. Once you're logged in, you'll get a screen similar to this. Right from here, you can start meetings, schedule meetings without any sort of other application. Um, you can see some basic statistics and what's going on and what you have planned coming up. Here you can see a listing of all your current meetings that are pending and past meetings. If you have any recordings that you've recorded during the session, you can see them right from here. And obviously, you'll always have the ability to share, download, export those as you see fit. Here you can change some personal room settings, some scheduling, recording settings. This is all preference stuff, not necessarily stuff you guys have to enter, but as you can see here, I have it connected for my calendar integration with Outlook, which is quite nice. Insights will just provide you some statistics, support information, and finally downloads over here, which is where I really wanted to show you guys. From here, you can download any of the applications that you might need. So specifically the WebEx Meetings desktop app, which I recommend, the productivity tools, the mobile app, and the extensions for certain browsers. So um, that's pretty much it on that. Then if you let's just go through a simulation to show you if you wanted to actually schedule a meeting. So like I said before, there's multiple ways you could do it. If you're using just the browser, you could start a meeting right from here by clicking Start Meeting. It's going to execute this plugin. The first time you go through it, it will ask you to download and install a plugin, which is not a big deal. Just go ahead and do that. Um, by default, I have it so that I'm muted and my camera is off when I join, and that call-in is set by default. So I'm going to hit Start Meeting. It's always important to start the meeting if you're the host, right? I'm speaking to you from the host perspective, not the end user perspective. So I'm assuming that you're the one that is going to be conducting these meetings. Once you're in, it basically tells waiting for others to join. From here, you have the option to connect to different types of audio, whether you want to use your computer or call in. And additionally, if you are near a Cisco RoomKit device, it'll appear here, so you can share to that. If you want to turn your camera on or off, you could use this option. This is how you share content. So you have the ability to share the screens, the applications, and additionally, you have the option to optimize for different types. So typically, most people use text and images that they're displaying, such as PowerPoints when they're going through a WebEx, but there are other times that you might want to optimize for motion and video. So if you want to share a video to people on the other end that are or to attendees, you're going to want to use this setting here. And what that does is optimizes it for video, so that if you want to play a YouTube video in your sharing session, then you can. Um, so in addition to the call-in settings, I want to make sure that you guys see that you can also um, you don't have to have somebody join in, right? You could just send them the information. They could just dial this information, enter this code and access ID, and they'll be into the meeting without having to sign up for an account or anything. So if you wanted to record, you can hit this record button, and then I always just choose record in the cloud. That way it pops in right where I need it to. You'll see the users will be notified that it is being recorded. Um, and then when you're done, you can hit stop recording. Now it's important, if you hit stop, it actually does break it into a different recording. If you hit pause, it pauses the recording, and when you resume it, it'll continue on in the same file. So depending on how you want to break that up, is whether you want to use pause or stop. So I'm going to hit stop recording. Here, if you hit this button, you'll just see the list of attendees here. If you hit this button, it shows you the chat down here, and then you get some additional meeting options. If you have notes, you can decide to lock a meeting after a certain time, or when you feel necessary. You can invite and remind people right from here, so it'll pull up and you can send them right from here. Or you can invite with your local mail, depending on how you want to do it. If there's people on the invite, you can actually remind them right from here. I just don't have anybody listed on this invite. You have copy the meeting link, so now it's copied right to your clipboard, so you can copy and paste it to somebody if you need to. Camera, audio, and connected device options. So that's pretty much it from here. Once you're done, if you want to end the meeting, you can hit that big red X, end meeting, and you're out of it. So that's how to do, and that's a customized thing your administrator will have to do in the portal. But now, if you were going through the actual application, let's assume you were going through the desktop app, right? You went to the download section and you downloaded this tool right here. Downloaded it, installed it. It's up and you log in with the same credentials that you set, right? So you can actually come here and you can hit start meeting, schedule meeting, depending on what you want to do. If you hit schedule, you'll see that it pops up and it asks you, okay, right through your native Windows client, you can invite people just like you would any other time. All right, so I'm just going to say test. Location, you don't have to add that. I always hit add WebEx meeting, and you'll see that it actually installs or it adds the productivity or the meeting information right here. Obviously, don't delete or change any of this text down here. Set your dates, your times, and go ahead and save and close that. Obviously, you want to add your attendees, but once you do, the users will get a meeting invite, an Outlook calendar invite, and it'll also contain the meeting information, which is very handy. But same principle, right? If you want to just start an impromptu meeting, hit start meeting. Okay, same thing, start it. And then you're in the same screen we were at before. Okay, keep note, this access code and attendee ID will change every time, so you can't use the same one. So don't think that you can use a previous meeting code and ID to join a different meeting, because it won't work. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I wanted this to be short, sweet, and informational, so that as you're going through these trials, if you have questions, you can watch this first. If you still have further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We're here to help you guys. So I've configured over 6,000 WebEx trial accounts here in the last few days. So it's been a hot button for a lot of customers, and I want to make sure that you guys have the information you need to conduct meetings effectively. So I guess that's it. Talk to you later. Thanks.